Welcome back, everybody. This is Ghost Stories Told from the South, episode 95, guys. Oh, all right. I'm ready to go now. Hope everybody's having a great work week. Mine's been excelento, getting its potty started. Of course, if that's bugging you in the background, I'm sorry. Um, anyways, this is Ghost Stories Told from the South. I'm your host with the most, baby, Stephen Booth. I hope everybody's been liking the videos I've been doing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you'll get first notifications when I do something. So, hey. Well, let me go to the audio side and get this going, and we'll get this freaking storytelling going, baby. Well, hello, and welcome back to another fine, fun edition, scary edition of Ghost Stories Told from the South. I'm your host, Stephen LeBooth. I got some great stuff for you today. Some stuff that will scare you. I hope you're not scared of the water. But how's everybody? Before we get into the show, if you're listening to this on your Spotify or whatever, go ahead and hit that follow button. That way you'll get notifications whenever I do something. Go ahead and do that. And hey, forever on the YouTube side, I'm doing a video right now while I'm doing the audio. So heck to the yeah. And what I might start doing is do some videos, but do it on the Patreon side or something. I don't know. Just throwing around some ideas. I don't know. If you like the videos, tell me. Whatever, thumbs down, thumbs up. Hey, I can take criticism. Tell me my voice sucks or the show sucks. I ain't going to get mad. Anyways, want to give a shout out to all of the followers. Our numbers keep growing, and it's amazing. We've hit 4,000 baby downloads. In 2 years, I've hit 4,000. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, that's nothing. Well, yeah, I'm not a celebrity. If I was a celebrity doing this and I've only gotten 4,000 in 2 years, I'd be like, what the hell? But I'm just a nobody. And number one, I don't advertise. So this is all just word of mouth. Only advertising I do is for my other shows on the podcast. So for a guy who's doing it himself and starting out from the bottom and working my way up, I think I'm doing pretty damn good. So back off. But yeah, I just want to tell you I appreciate it. I'm thankful. And hey, just keep listening and passing the word. And I've noticed we got some new countries coming on listening. That's awesome. So yeah. And before I get too involved and deep to it, like I said, I don't get political on there or nothing, but just want to give a shout out to Ukraine. Y'all keep fighting. Anyways, yeah, shout out to all the new listeners and followers we got. Numbers are getting bigger, and like I said, that's awesome. So maybe on YouTube and on this audio part, y'all can start downloading some more, and maybe you can get me up to 5,000 like quick. That's cool as hell. Sorry about that, guys. I had to cut that off. Had a little accident in the back. My studio dogs were in here playing and shit, knocked my fucking curtain I put up in the back. So, all right, let's get this going again. Let me find out where I was over here on the studio part. Well, if you heard the noise in the background, I had to stop. I had technical problems. My studio dogs were in here playing and knocked the curtain that I put up when I'm doing a live stream when I'm doing my YouTube channel. So sorry about the stoppage there. Okay. But anyways, like I said, thanks to everybody for listening. And hey, man, you guys are awesome. I got some very good fans. I'm amazed by the followers I get and all that. It's amazing. And it's amazing the different um, countries that listen to the show, too. I love it. So, Well, I guess we'll start getting on to this skitty stuff for you little girls and guys out there. Why don't you sit back with your favorite cup of coffee, your favorite cup of joe? Sit back, relax with a nice warm blanket, and get ready to be scared. From Stephen LeBooth, yes. Well, our first story is the Hales Bar Dam in Marion County, Tennessee. It has quite the bad history and paranormal sightings to live up to the description of the place. Yet the former owners of Hales Bar Dam haunted tourists skipped town in March of 2019. Hmm. Without an explanation and without refunding repaid fees for future tours. Did something scare them away, or were they just fly by night uh, con artists as they had their sights set on sats like hunt cunts? Hmm. Well, anyways, if you are looking for I don't know why it opened up like that. That was kind of fucking weird. Who knows? Maybe ghost scared them off, and they just took everybody's money and ran. Okay. If you're looking for a place that's almost certain to be haunted, you will be hard pressed to find a better location than the old Hales Bar Dam on the Tennessee River. Prior to the construction of the dam, the part of the river flowing through the Tennessee River George was filled with navigation uh, navigational hazards that made passengers precarious at best, deadly at its worst. Native Americans referred to one deadly whirlpool as the suck because they thought they could see the souls of their ancestors being sucked into it, along along with anyone else who got too close. They believed the waters of the river were scared, and after the illegal the oh and then after the tragedy of these Sycamore Shoals in 1775, the war chief dragging canoe cursed the land around it, vowing that the dark and bloody land would be unpredictable and uninhabitable to anyone that attempted to settle here. Hey, you boys better be knocking it off. You hear me, Max? Okay. Let me flip the page. The Hale Bar Dam, completed on November 1st of 1913, of the Hales Bar Dam on the Tennessee River on Morton County, Tennessee. It was built to solve the hazards, if not the curse. But surprisingly, no Native Americans. It didn't. Not surprisingly to Native Americans, though. It did not. It did not. Hundreds of workers died building it, and at least two children died in the crude tunnel under the dam, built so they could walk to the school. So they had a little tunnel under this dam apparently, and I guess it collapsed and killed some children. The dam flooded nearby Long Cemetery before anybody could remove the remains of the headstones. It's said that some of the ghosts seen at the dam belonged to the workers, the children, and the members of the Long family buried there. So they didn't get the tombstones and all that out in place or out in time. So when it flooded in the lake field and all that, apparently these people's whole lot, cemetery lot, got flooded. It's pretty sad. But stuff like that happens a lot. Money gets in the way, and they're like, fuck it, we ain't gonna move it. Okay, where was I? Sorry, my pages are sticking together. Then there's the leak. The dam began leaking almost immediately after it opened, and it continued despite continuous repairs until it was replaced in 1967 by the Nickajack Dam, which flooded the Cherokee village of Nickjack in the Nickjack Cave, for which the village was named for. Well, that sucks, because that's like, see, that's the one thing I hate about when mankind goes in and builds stuff and does that. They take the natural history and the stories and the now no one can go explore that ever or go see. So that sucks. Where was I before I got on my rant? It was replaced. Okay, about Nickajack Dam, which flooded the Cherokee. Okay. Cave for which the village was named. Needless to say, ghost hunters might want to keep an eye out for Cherokee spirits. Throw threw in a demon in the tunnel at the ghost of the murdered woman in the abandoned building, and it's no wonder it's called one of Tennessee's most haunted locations. And no surprise that the former tour operators may have been spooked out of town. A member of the paranormal investigations have attendance the or felt the presence of spirits when they have done their ghost hunting. Ah. The good news is the ghost hunters are welcome again to Hales Bar Dam, Marina and Marina and Resort. The upcoming November event is called the Six Fears Hales Beer Dam or Bar Dam, and the new owner will be conducting tours starting in September. Ooh. All right. Well, that's cool. Well, that's kind of weird that the people just left like that. But hell, you never know what um, spooked them. You never know. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. I'm telling you. Okay, let's take a little 5-minute break right here. Well, I mean 5-minute break. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, there, guys. We'll be right back. I'm still here, my little YouTubers. I'm just gonna go over here and put some commercials on of my other shows. And my other shows are Borderline Texas Trash and What's Really Out There with me and Stephanie. Okay, well. Then I'll flip back over here, flip back over there. And then I'll start right there. Okay, and I'm ready. Okay, let's do it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that commercial break. All right, well, let's go to our next story. Our next story is about Lake Superior, and this is a huge lake. Oh, and good news, I went to get my eye exam, so maybe my glasses won't be glaring so much when I'm doing these YouTube videos, and I had to get bifocals, so I won't be straining and putting my glasses down now like an old man. So, hey, this massive still hold, I guess it starts out talking about one of the ships one of the ships that sunk there or something. This massive still hold freighter measures about 525 feet long. That's 5 football fields long, everybody. It's 525 feet long, 55 feet wide. I think I got that wrong. Sorry. I think I misinformed you. That's not 5 football fields. I was thinking yards. I'm a dumbass. All right. Anyways, and it's 55 feet wide. And it's 31 feet tall. Man, that damn thing, I bet you weighs a lot. The USS Henry B. Smith was built especially to withstand strong storms in the Great Lakes. However, the massive freighter was no match for the Great Lakes storm on November 9th, 1913. Carrying a cargo of iron ore, she was lost near Markwitz, Michigan, and all 25 people aboard the ship uh, uh, disappeared with the ship, so they weren't found. Even though the SS Henry B. Smith does not have any chilling stories behind it, it haunted explorers for more than a century. So it's haunted explorers for more than a century. And after her disappearance, the USS B. Henry Smith was the most sought after ghost wreck for more than 100 years. She was finally found in 2013 at a depth of 535 feet in near Marquette. Man, them Great Lakes are deep. That's what people don't understand. Them things are deep. That's 525 feet, man. That's fucking deep. Ugh. Okay, the Hudson, built in 1888 in Detroit. The Hudson was a popular ship measuring 288 feet. It was one of the finest vessels on the Great Lakes at the time. While crossing Lake Superior from Duluth on September 16th, 1901, the ship sank near Kinua Point. The Hudson probably scuttled up to a furious storm while carrying a flax and wheat cargo and was never seen again. Her hull was prone to shifting in big waves. The hull was prone to shift in big waves, which likely caused it to lose balance and sink. Well, yeah, if that cargo's in there sliding like this, eventually it's going to catch and just pile off, bam, bam, and just. That makes sense. However, that's not the end of the story, for the Hudson made her own legend. According to hearsay, a tugboat captain and his male were traveling Lake Superior on September 16th, 1940. As they approached the Kikanu Point, they saw a rusty ship covered with mud and heading towards their direction. The tug captain was able to avoid the collision with the ship, as instinctively decided him. He boomed the muddy ship to see if it was in distress, but was only greeted with a ghost ship of the Hudson's captain and crew. The ghost the ghost the ghost told the lung captain that relived the sinking of the ship. They relived the sinking of the ship every year in September, on September 16th. The captain jumped overboard and swam back towards the tugboat in icy cold waters. Well, that scared the shit out of me, too. So apparently, this ghost comes back on its anniversary to relive that shit. That would be weird. I would hate that, being stuck in a cycle like that. Okay, here's another one. The SS Western Reserve. The SS Western Reserve was one of the first steel freighters to set sail on the Great Lakes. The ship was 41 feet wide and measures 31 feet long. And on August 30th, 1892, the SS Western Reserve went to get a load of iron ore but broke in half and sank in a freely mild storm. The sinking occurred offshore of Deer Park, Michigan. After the incident, a report surfaced about the construction of the Western Reserve. The ship was allegedly built weak weak steel that was condemned for the sulfur. This led to the creation of new laws and testing regulations for steel used in shipping or in shipbuilding. Hold your tongue and say shipbuilding right now. If you're at the office, driving in your car, stop right now. Hold your tongue and say say shipbuilding. Yes. And then after you say shipbuilding, hold your tongue and say my mother works in a shipyard. Tell me how that goes. Okay, where was I? Still used in these ships. So basically it sank because the ship still was weak. One of the out of the crew of 27, which included the owner and the famous banker Peter Mitch and his family only one man survived the disaster. The wheelsman named Harry Stewart. Another strange thing about the sinking of the Western Reserve tells about a dream of Captain Trudel of the Great Lakes Life Saving Services. In his dream, he is reportedly visualized every delight of the disaster. In fact, in his dream was so ridiculous that he even recognized the body of Mitch when they found it on shore. Ooh, that's creepy. Today, some of the urban legends claim the Western Reserve still appears as a ghostly apparition near Deer Park. It's said that during good weather, especially on calm nights, the voices and laughter of those aboard the ship linger from the lake's waters. Wouldn't that be crazy? You're on a lake that's so big that you can't see across it. Like when you get in the middle of it, you're like out in the middle of fucking nowhere. You are. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, I believe we have. Okay, another one. This one is the SS Banamark, aka the Flying Dutchman of the Lake Superior. Have you heard of the Flying Dutchman? They got a Flying Dutchman for everything. Everything. All right. The massive ship was usually profiled as a vessel measuring 254 feet long and 450 feet wide. Mainly seamen at the time would recognize her from afar. I said seamen. During her service, that does not even sound right. Anyways, During her service, she began a familiar sight on the Great Lakes while hauling grain for the Montreal Transporting Company. However, on the night of November 21st, 1901, while carrying a load of wheat on her war to Soloke from Port Arthur, she disappeared without a trace. No disappearance is considered out of the biggest mysteries of the sea vessels lost at sea on Lake Superior. All 21 people vanished along with her, and no bodies were ever recovered. Aside from a life preserve, no other items were ever found from the ship. Excuse me. Before her disappearance, the Flying Dutchman had two major incidents. In April of 1897, she ran aground near Snake Island. Hmm. The following October, she struck Wayland Canal and was submerged in 9 feet of water. During these two incidences, no one was hurt and no major damage was reported. On the same day of her disappearance, she ran aground again after leaving Fort Williams and turned back to port. See, after the first one, I wouldn't trust it. And then if I heard the goddamn ship had two incidences, no. That's just glutton for punishment. Wouldn't do it. Nope, nope, nope. However, the Flying Dutchman still apparently continues to sail on Lake Superior to this day. One particular story can attest to the urban legend. The crew of the freighter Walter A. Hutchinson claimed they saw the Flying Dutchman a few hundred yards away from them. The captain tried to avoid the Flying Dutchman and headed northwards. They all saw the Flying Dutchman sail past them, only to run aground before disappearing again. It was Walter A. Hutchins, captain, had not changed its course. The rocks would have destroyed the ship. Man. So maybe the Flying Dutchman was trying to tell him something like, "Hey, you dipshit, watch what you fucking doing, alright?" Mm. Sorry, I had to take a little break. Get the whistle wet again. Mm-hmm. All right, our next story is uh oh, this one is the sand beach, and oh, here it is. Cannon Beach. I believe this is up in Oregon. Okay. We have all heard of the stories of long stretches of road being creepy and haunted. At beginning on a cliffside, and you get Highway 101 just outside of Cannon Beach in Oregon. It is said that for the past 50 years, various motorists have told stories about seeing a man covered in bandages. Some have some have seen him on the side of the road, while others see him in their rear view mirror. Of course, with all spirits, he seems to vanish into thin air after they look back to see if he's or if they are in any danger. Same dismiss it as a folklore, but if you are driving on that stretch of road, do drive safely and be alert. And for the love of everything, don't be jumpy and cause an accident. The road looks dangerous enough as it is without you causing trouble about the bandage man. Alright, I got some more stuff on him. Oh, sorry, I hit that too hard. I think I'm right here. The Candy Man can. The Bandage Man can. Okay, now this is going to flip-flop between that stretch of road and Cannon Beach. Okay, the Bandage Man sometimes blamed on a logger that was okay. This is one of the explanations. They say the Bandage Man sometimes they say is a logger that was memed at the nearby mill that made his earliest document back in the 50s. That's when the story first started coming around about him. It was likely a spooky story told around beach bonfires by teens, weaned on monster movies and scary stuff. Still, after hearing tale that tale late at night, then retiring to their tents of a secluded road for a little third base action. You know what I mean? It's a story that carries enough creepy ways to seriously kill the mood, which is why it's proceeded for decades. Here's another little story of the lady from Cannon Beach was speaking about its so-called urban myth in a paranormal investigator group online. Her name is unknown. Okay. Okay, yeah, I guess this story I'm fixing to read is in this woman's words. Let me get a drink. Mmm. Yummy to my tummy. Okay, the Bandage Man is a phenom of a man completely wrapped in bandages that haunts its small community. The blood figure who smells of rotting flesh jumps into vehicles passing on a road outside of town. Notably, pickup trucks are open-top cars, but also sedans and station wagons he likes too. And even sports cars he'll jump right in. He don't give a shit. Sometimes the mummy breaks windows. Sorry, that's an Amber Alert on my phone. Sorry, guys. Sometimes the mummy breaks windows or leaves behind bits of blood or foul-smelling bandages. One legend has it that he is the ghost of a dead logger cut to pieces in a sawmill accident. That's not what I heard. I heard the opposite. This is where the story started. One night, two of the. Let me make sure I'm reading the right side. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is where the story started. One night, two of the local girls were up there doing just what teenage boys and girls do when they are parked on dark, lonely roads. They play on their phones. The boy had an old Chevy pickup. His girl and he were sitting in the cab. All of a sudden, they felt the truck sort of lean like something was moving around in the bed of the truck. They turned to look out their window, and they were looking back. Back was a bandaged face with only some weird-looking eyes showing their eye holes in the bandages. The bandaged figure started beating the glass and the top of the cab. The kid started his engine, got it in gear, and tore out of there. His girlfriend screaming in terror as the man of the back continued his pounding. I'm just going to leave that there. Any of you who have been to Bandage Man Road or Cannon Beach know how curvy the roads are, and to drive them at high speeds is dangerous. They went after that seemed an extremely that they made it to downtown Cannon Beach, where the boys' family owned a service station that they lived next door in a greenhouse. Once they got there, they locked it in the back, and the bandage figure was nowhere to be seen. That would be creepy. Here's another thing. I've been aware of the story for over 40 years, for I was a child in the community where it got its start. I knew some of the family of the kin that first encountered the bandage man. There was an there is an old road that for all these years was I was growing up was known as Bandage Man Road. It was just an old section of Highway 101 that had been bypassed when a new section put it in its place, but was still accessible. It wasn't very long, just a loop of the highway, and the whole thing from end to end could be driven in maybe 5 minutes or so. The loop of the road was a popular place for the kids to go and park and make out. That was around 1960, 61. So, yeah, it's crazy. Be watching out, when you want to go out there and make out in your car there, kiddos. Watch out. That's why you shouldn't be doing the nasty like that. I was a good boy. Ah, okay. We will be right back. We're going to do a commercial break. I'm doing ghost stories now. Uh, Damn, that's been pretty good. The Great Salt Lakes. Hey, I haven't forgot about you out there, YouTubers. Hang on now when I do my edit. I do my editing while I record. So when I'm done, I just put my fade out track in, and then I switch over, put it on transistor. Then I get it ready for YouTube for in the morning for you guys. I'm such a great guy. All right, let's get back to the host with the most there, guys. Okay, hope you like that little commotion. We got some more stories for you. I think 2 more. So let's dig in. Excuse me. We're going to go over the Great Salt Lake in Utah. Equally mysterious is what will happen when the beds dry up this summer as the lake reaches its lowest level in recorded history. Microbiologists are living rocks. They start as squishy mats of physogenic microscopic. Anyways, trapping sediment and bedding it into their mat. They are made of and add it to their home. Oh, okay. Over hundreds of years, microbiologists grew layer by layer. The topmost layer is the Act One, which micro whatever that damn thing is, and brine fly larvae live. Okay, now this is supposed to be talking about the fucking lake and scary stuff, not that science stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Sorry, my bad. Let me flip this shit around. That was towards the end. I didn't have to read that. My bad. Okay, start this over again. Take 5. Ready? Okay. I'm going to go over the Great Salt Lakes in Utah. Abandoned places have a special allure, as if calling out to tourists and paranormal experts and scientists alike. The Great Lakes is one of the most unique places on the planet. As the largest saltwater lake in the Western Hemisphere and 7 times saltier than the ocean, it's hard to miss on the map. Yet it remains one of Utah's best kept secrets. It's where a grave digger, a haunted building, and a monster all find their place with a desert landscape complete with sea monkeys. Y'all remember sea monkeys when you was a kid, don't you? I remember them things. They didn't really do shit besides jump around a little bit. I mean, I don't know. They weren't that exciting. Okay. Some no, some of these sea monkeys are no bigger than a pinhead, and probably known as brine shrimp. Hold the mysterious mysteries of the lake within them. Within them, the skin on their stomach and gills allows them to control how much salt enters their bodies better than any other organism in the world. Brine shrimp are both okay. Anyways, brine shrimp are mining their eggs, or meaning that their eggs hatch within the uterus, producing live young, and then they can give birth to eggs which hatch outside the body. We're going to get to the fucking ghost stories and stuff. I ain't Bill Nance, the science guy. Sorry. They also can create a hard walled shell around their embryo that can dry up, uh, be stagnant for thousands of years, and hatch after a good soak in some water. Whoa, that's crazy. They are a true organism time capsule. Okay, come on, ghost stories. The Great Lakes is the largest body of water. Okay, you've already fucking said that. So-called the lake home. Okay, here we go. Here we go about some monsters. This talks about how big it is real quick. It's 1,700 square miles with a maximum depth of 33 feet. And it's large enough to create its own weather patterns and dangerous storms. That's crazy. The it was settled, and the area was settled back in the 1847. Okay. Okay, here's something about a monster. So, could the lake be home to a monster? Well, that is exactly what a group of men who worked for the Berries and Company Salt Works thought on a warm July evening of 1877. They reported seeing a huge creature with a crocodile-like body and the head of a horse in the waters of the Great Lakes. It was said to make a fearsome blowing nose. A fearsome blowing nose. It has a fearsome blowing nose as it charged the group of men while man who ran up a nearby hillside and hid until the morning light. The next day they returned to the area. They found large overturned rocks in the ground along the shoreline was tore up. These men weren't the only ones to claim to have witnessed the monster in the lake. A man known as Brother Bainbridge claims to have been a seen the claims to have seen a monster with a dolphin swimming in the lake near Antelope Island in the 1840s. And early Native Americans tell stories of water babies luring their victims into the water only to be captured and dragged down into the depths of the lake, never to be seen again. Never. Okay. John Baptist, an immigrant who drifted into Salt Lake City one day in the late 1850s, found work as a gravedigger. 12 years later, in 1862, concerns rose about the body of a deceased man. Maroney Clausen, which eventually led investigators to John Baptist. It was soon discovered that the gravedigger had been stealing clothes and jewelry from the bodies he was charged to bury. He was later convicted on 300 counts of discarding graves. Mormons believed that their loved ones would be restricted on Judgment Day, wearing the very clothes they were buried in, making this loathsome crime an unthinkable and truthful act of public outrage. People were mad at this motherfucker. Man, this is a pretty big lake. The public deserved that the man deserved a real cruel punishment. But it wasn't bad enough for his imprisonment or hanging. Instead, territorial authorities exiled Bastet, who was taken to Forment Island by rowboat and left to die on the inhospitable exposed island all alone. That's fucked up. It's like, here you go. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Mm. Okay, where was I at? Dismissed to be, okay. Several weeks. Oh, okay. They said, okay, he was left there. Okay. This guy ain't dead yet. Okay. When authorities went to the island to check on Bastei several weeks later, they discovered that he had escaped, and it assumed that he dismantled a small shack on the island, built a raft, and floated to freedom. But years later, hunters found a skeleton still shacked in leg irons. Some say these were the bones of Bastet, but nobody knows if it was shackled or he was left on Fragment Island, fueling speculations that he had escaped and was alive and free. But if the skeleton was a Bastet, then whose was it? It's Memorex. Let me see if they got other stuff about spooky stories. No, not really. All right, that was the Great Salt Lake. I would like to go see that, but it's a pretty big freaking lake, but it's all salt. All that water just going to waste. I mean, that's crazy. Okay. Well, I got one more story, and I guess I'll tell that. All right, our next story is Yellowstone Lake. The mysterious Yellowstone Lake whispers, listens to eerie Yellowstone Lake music. All right. Yellowstone Lake is a place where millions go seeking solitude and silence. Some visitors to the lake area have experienced remarkable sensational sounds of unknown and unexplained organs. And and nobody wants to talk about it. And everybody's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It didn't happen to me. Any kind of Bigfoot thing or alien conspiracy, probably a riot. Or wait, probably not. That's what it means. Any kind of Bigfoot thing or alien conspiracy, probably not. Yellowstone Lake sounds dis, uh, are often discussed by park insiders. It's a kind of mystery that nobody wants to talk about. But respected scientists and Paramount Paramount Park figures have reported hearing stuff. Okay, theory on the case of these sound include flocks of birds in flight, erupting volcano gas. Erupting volcano gas, seismic activity, and the grounding of static electricity in the lake. That's weird. Of course, there are also ghost stories associated with the phenom that's suggested that the sound is produced by spirits of Native Americans who are drowning victims. It's been referred to as music, a her, a, it's been referred to as music, a hum, or a whisper, but an explanation of a mystery noises that has been heard by some people over Yellowstone Lake has never been found. You have to dig deep into old newspapers, and books to find a trace of these strange sounds. But it seems that these weird noises have been noted by several sources in the Shashan Lake to the south of of Yellowstone Lake. Since the early days of the park's exploration, as described as Herm M. Centand, he said, okay, in his book in 1895, in his book, The Yellowstone National, okay, I guess resembling the ringing of the telegraph wires, humming of some bees, beginning softly in the distance, growing rapidly plainer until directly overhead, and then fading as rapidly into the opposite direction. So, that's pretty weird. They hear noises and stuff. They don't really talk about what they hear exactly. But, same thing here. They hear some other noises and they go directly over their head to pass across the sky, growing fainter and fainter towards the southwest. That is pretty weird, man. Need to go check that out. Yellowstone Lake. Maybe you'll hear the Indian music. That last two stories kind of suck, guys. And I'm sorry for that. So, my bad if them two last ones sucked. Well, because I don't read these a whole lot when I'm looking them up. I start them just a little bit and then kind of just run through, see if there's ghost stories in there actually. And then I print it up. I want to keep it more organic and keep it surprising, like surprised when I read it and I'm like, oh my God. So, yeah, because some of the way these people die and what happens is fucked up. Oh, oh well. But hey, guys, I'm glad you had fun tonight. I hope it wasn't too scary for you, my ghouls and guys. But remember, this has been Ghost Stories Told from the South, and I am your host, Stephen LeBooth. I hope you have a good evening and a great time at work or whatever you're doing. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube. This hits every Wednesday now. My YouTube videos hit the same time the audio does. Go check us out on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Go check us out on the Ghost Stories Told from the South Facebook. Maybe we'll start a group chat or something. Get something going there, guys. Man, it's hard to believe tomorrow's already Wednesday. Well, when you hear it, it's going to be Wednesday. So, but hey, guys, don't forget, check us out on Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora, all that good stuff. I don't know, maybe try to looking into growing this a little more. But like I said, I want to thank everybody who listens, and the numbers I keep getting are getting bigger. Thank you for the reviews I'm getting. Thank you for the downloads and the subscribes. Like I said on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button. You on the audio part, wherever you're listening, this hit that following button so you get all the notifications whenever I do something. So hey, hey, hey. But you guys, it's been fun. It's been real. It's late and I'm ready for bed. I'm gonna finish this up and I'll have it ready for y'all tomorrow, guys. But this has been Ghost Stories Told from the South. And I'm your host, Stephen LeBooth. I hope you have a great evening, my little ghosting girls. Don't stay up too late now, telling skelly stories. Oh, shit. Okay. Get that out of my face. Oh, hey guys, YouTube, I'm out of here. See you later. Sorry, I always forget about you guys. Hit that subscribe button. Keep downloading. Keep liking what I'm doing, guys. We'll see you next Wednesday, baby. Or, yeah, whenever you see this. Well, yeah, Wednesday. You guys be good. This has been Ghost Stories Told from the South. I'm your host, Stephen LeBooth. Don't get too scared now. Bye bye.